as North Sydney start to come onto the field. As you see them come out of the channel, being led out by their captain, Mark Graham. There's Mitchell Cox coming out. You'll notice that slightly overcast conditions prevailing here at North Sydney Oval, and there's the North Sydney team. The fullback Wayne Lonergan, the wingers this afternoon Alan Shepherd and Chris Luckman, centres Wayne Wigham, Simon Brockwell, the 5'8" Mitchell Cox, the halfback Paul McCaffrey, at lock forward Graham Jennings, the second rowers Mark Graham, who's captain, and also Fred Teasdale. The hooker there is Phil Ritchie, and the props, of course, are Don McKinnon and Lindsay Johnston. We go through it at fullback Brian Johnson, the wingers Steve Guerin and Steve Morris, in the centres Michael O'Connor and Brian Johnston, at 5'8" Michael Beattie, at halfback Perry Haddock, lock forward Graham O'Grady, the second rowers Pat Jarvis and Chris Walsh, the props Craig Young, who's captain, and number 13 Robert Stone, and number 12 the hooker is Richard Jones. The quarter line, Ritchie, McCaffrey, Cox. Now Don McKinnon charging ahead. The St George defence holds strong. Beattie and O'Grady. It's Ritchie. McCaffrey looking for a gap down the centre, but it closed very quickly. Beattie was the main defender on that occasion. Now Cox tries the little grubber kick through. The ball and having all sorts of trouble, and I think there's a try over there. Chris Luckman scored. Through from Mitchell Cox, found the St George defence wanting. So let's have a look at the replay again from behind the post. And there's Mitchell Cox. Now look at the little kick through, perfectly positioned. Now Michael O'Connor going back, Brian Johnson, and notice Steve Guerin can't take the ball. He comes off his knees. Luckman just puts the ball, hand on the ball. There's the kick deep down into St George's territory. Lonergan underneath it, takes it well. Midway between the half and quarter line, his own end of the field. Kicks it back towards Johnson, trying to find touch. Johnson does well. And he kicks it out on the full. A bad mistake. One would say that certainly Lonergan came out of that with the kicking honours. Scrum, it's a North Sydney win. McCaffrey, away it goes to Cox. Back inside to Brockwell, finds some room. Good tackle round the legs by O'Grady. Some good work. Battle on the North Sydney backs. Lonergan in up in the line. Look at that St George defence. That's good tackling, taking him right back to the halfway mark. Ritchie. Right goes to McKinnon. Young involved again with the tackling. Ritchie in a dummy half. Run round with McCaffrey, now onto big Lindsay Johnston. St George forwards have been up very quickly. I'm surprised to see that kick behind the defence again. They're moving up quickly, and look at Mark Graham steaming onto the ball to Fred Teasdale, and Teasdale will score under the post. Oh, so easy. Good work to Barry Barnes, playing the advantage rule.
Yes, he held off that whistle just long enough to allow St George to gain possession.
The kick, it's another long kick, and again North Sydney allowing the ball to bounce. Now Lonergan trying to run it away from O'Connor, who's up very quickly, and so too Morris. That's midway between the half and quarter line in North Sydney's territory. Brockwell, Ritchie, straight through the defence. Ritchie's got support either side. Gets the pass away, and McCaffrey will score for North under the post. North Sydney 14, St George 2. So what will St George do here? No doubt they'll attempt the bomb. There's Haddock. There's the ball high in the air. Not much pressure there for the North Sydney players, although the ball's been dropped. Now they've got a chance. Morris with it. Morris goes one way, keeps going. Who might even score himself? St George think he scored, and the referee Barry Barnes agrees. Ritchie, McCaffrey, thought he was going to try the chip kick for a second. Midway between the half and quarter line, St George's territory. Now McKinnon again runs into some solid defence out on the blind side, right on the St George quarter line. That's Jim Walsh, the replacement there, plays it back. Ritchie There's Cox attempting a field goal. It looks pretty good from here. That's very good. That's an extra point for North Sydney. And now we'll bring in break made straight down the centre by North Sydney. This could be a try on. Brockwell in support. Brockwell going for the line. Brian Johnston giving chase. The ball goes back inside. It's gone loose, but I think it might well be a North Sydney try, or is it?
It's an excellent decision by the referee there. We'll
Wayne Wigham has scored the try.
For replay.
Here's Jennings making the break for North Sydney. Straight down the centre of the St George ruck. He had support. Came to the fullback, sent the pass. That's Simon Brockwell, who looked as if he'd score himself. And look at the way that Wayne Wigham's held back by Steve Morris. Brian Johnston comes across. The pass goes back inside. Wigham doing well. Holds the ball. He goes to ground. I'd say Simon Brockwell will easily be classed as today's man of the match. He's had an outstanding game for North Sydney. Now Cole Murphy running into Jim Walsh. He's only got a few minutes left in the game. It's a run round with Wigham. Wigham's got Brockwell in support, and the man of the match will score a try. Well, what a way for Simon Brockwell to finish his 80 minutes of football here this afternoon, because he's had an outstanding game. He's had 17 tackles. Here's Wayne Lonergan. As you can see, just to the left of the uprights. There's the kick, no mistake. It's there. About 8 or 9 metres out from the line on tackle number 5. Morris, O'Grady. O'Grady puts the bomb up high in the air. It's coming down just behind near the goalpost. Craig Young picks it up. He gets it out there to Gearan, and Gearan will score for St George. There's the kick from Gearan. Straight between the posts. St George managed to get to 20 points. It's North Sydney 27, St George 20.